What a race, what a run. He did nothing special on the bike, he just stuck with it, and he saved something extra for the run. He's run away from Cartmel and he's run away from Henning. And who would have thought it after 221 kilometres that they've covered in the water, on the bike and on foot. The last kilometre is going to be a battle for second place.
Henning and Bockel are going to fight this one out. I think it's going to come right down to the wire.
And Cartmel not far behind. Leading the way though is Lanos, a man that today has shown he can cope with the rough of Xterra and the smooth of Abu Dhabi. It's been a sensational run in the heat. His bike ride was nothing too special, but no one could stay with him on the run. He is the champion at the inaugural Abu Dhabi International Triathlon. I'm pretty sure he'll be back next year. Great news for Spain, great news for Lanos. And his running style did not change from the first metre to the last. His experience really showing today. Second place to Dirk Bockel, third in the New Zealand Ironman. He goes one better today. The runners-up spot is his.
Certainly won that fight for second place there in that last kilometre. He seems to have gapped Rasmus by quite a way. Wonder if Rasmus is fading in this last kilometre.
Well, if he is, then he's going to be under pressure from Fraser Cartmel of Scotland if he got on the podium. No, here comes Rasmus Henning, one of the pre-race favourites from Denmark. He was good on the bike, we knew that was going to happen, just didn't quite have the strength on the run. And Cartmel just metres behind. A sensational introduction to the long distance races for Cartmel. He stepped it up and he's shown us what he can do.
It was tough, it was really tough, but I had an amazing day. I felt incredible and very strong, especially on the run, so wow, it's amazing.
I think we were going pretty fast on the bike. I think it was 4:40 on the bike, so that was very, very crucial. And on the run also, everybody ran out very fast, and I wasn't sure how fast we can all run after 200 kilometers off the bike. It's the first time that we ever experienced that. I was running in third with Rasmus. I overran him and finished second place, just a couple of seconds back, and I'm very happy, but I'm also absolutely exhausted, man. It's just amazing. The organization is great. The people here, it's the first time for me being out here, and man, it's awesome. I really hope to come back here.
It was a great day, a great race. Lovely venue, lovely race dynamic. It was cool to have such a tight race over such a long distance. I mean, it's quite amazing to have 5-6 guys within the first 2 minutes or something across the line after 7 hours of racing. That's high quality.
Fourth place today to Fraser Cartmel, an excellent swim just as he promised, and a really disciplined bike ride that set him up for a good run.
I always wanted to stay out of trouble. I knew that if I swam as well as I could, I should be at the front from the start of the bike, and you know I was, but you know there was no point in trying to do any heroics and be 50-60 seconds off the front. Those roads are so long, there's no escaping. You can see anybody for miles. The Formula 1 circuit, and that was a fantastic experience being on that track. You don't normally have ups and downs and hairpins and immaculately smooth tarmac, and that was actually crucial for separating the group on the second lap. The pace picked up remarkably on the second loop round the circuit, and that's what reduced our group down from about 20 to 10. I always had a plan, and I stuck to my plan, rigidly. I'm really pleased and proud of myself because it provided a great result.
Faris Al Sultan was one man that was back before the race. He should have been used to these conditions, but he found it hard on the bike. He recovered well up into 6th position.
I've done some really tough races, and I consider myself a really tough guy, but this was really, really tough. We were all suffering.
Well, let's have a look at the final results. 6:34.37 the winning time. Lanos of Spain is the champion here in Abu Dhabi. Bockel in second, good run from him, just overtaking Rasmus Henning in the last 500 metres. In the women's race, Julie Tibbins in a class of her own.
It's an absolutely fantastic race from Julie. She's, even with a puncture, managed to come off the bike in the lead, cruise round this 20-kilometre run. and here she is entering the winners' enclosure. Fantastic performance.
Perhaps the only woman in the world that could have beaten her, Chrissy Wellington. Well, what a showdown we're going to get when Wellington recovers from her broken arm. Dibbons, I think, might fancy her chances now. Leander Cave, twice overtaken by Dibbons, but an outstanding performance. Great swim, great bike ride, and she stuck out the run, only 3:58 behind, and second place. Britain 1 and 2, and Virginia Beresetagui, an astonishing recovery for her, in third.
Obviously winning is always the goal, so I'm delighted to have won. I was in a bit of a bad way right after the race. I gave everything today. I had a slight hiccup about 75 miles. I got a flat tire and I dropped my spares, so I just had to keep riding on it. But luckily the SAG vehicle spotted me after about 20k of riding on it, and they gave me a new wheel. And I was pretty angry after that, so I was on a bit of a mission to catch Leander back up. And then the run, it was just a case of really controlling the pace and getting to it.
Yeah, it was a great race, and anything's a challenge running off a 200-kilometre bike, and that was tough. And the competition here was world class. I haven't raced this sort of competition in such a long time, and to come here second, I'm super happy.
Third to Beresetagui with that sort of a run and the recent surgery to repair her teeth. She won't be able to contain her smile.
For me, after the crash and all the problems that I have to be here, just to be on the start, for me just was like a kind of winning. And I suffer like a lot, and for me the third place is like winning. I feel so proud of myself that I give all.
Well, I think it's fair to say that all the competitors have given their all today, particularly those doing a triathlon for the very first time. There's been nothing left out on the tarmac. There are, though, one or two of the long course athletes still heading for home. The team winners, Team Abu Dhabi Sports, appropriately taking the first title, and the two Xterra champions are now the Abu Dhabi International Triathlon Champions. That's Spain's Eniko Llanos and Great Britain's Julie Dibbons. What a day for them. What a race for all 800.